Hey guys, welcome back to the Project Bodybuilding Podcast. Here with my longtime guest, Jake Bergson, for episode 16, I think.
Yeah, that's me. Episode 16.
I said it was 16 last time, but I think that was wrong. But I think it is 16 this time.
Have you done any more since then?
No, I've been on
So
a hiatus.
this might be 16, 17, or 18.
I'm
Doesn't know.
still
Who knows?
I'm still aiming for the goal. What is it? 21 episodes will make you the top 1% of podcasters in the world. Because
Hmm.
most podcasts, most people start a podcast and they don't get to episode 21.
Yeah,
They just kind
21
of,
is going to be a
man,
milestone. Well,
I
you'll get
know.
there.
Then
I'll be there. I'll be
I'll
there.
put podcaster in my bio. Top
Podcaster. I'll
1%.
be there. I'll be there for the 21st podcast.
So you see what happens when we don't do these podcasts.
Yeah. Crazy stuff in the world,
They
man.
they can't they the people miss these podcasts and they get restless.
Yeah. They get they miss me and you on the podcast that they try to assassinate a former president. That's what happens, man.
It's a direct correlation.
If you know if it was another week, we'd wait another week, the world would have been gone. Nuclear would have been
I
gone.
agree. I agree. Man, did you I don't know if it's one of those moments like I remember talking to my grandpa. He remembers where he was when JFK was shot.
Mm.
Because he was just in middle school and they sent him all home for the day. Um I don't know if he remembered when RFK was shot or MLK. Um but millennials have where were you during 9/11? Where were you when Donald Trump had his assassination attempt?
Ooh, I was helping grill chicken
No
in
alibi. That's interesting, Jake.
yeah, no, I was no man, I was part of the plot. No, but all seriousness,
Oh no.
I was in vacation on vacation
Uh-huh.
in Maryland, just grilling chicken. And then I saw it and I was like, oh man. And then I went back to grilling it because I didn't want the chicken to burn and everything, you know.
Man,
Can't let it
I got the news early and I was like, this is fake news. No,
Yeah,
no. I was like, there's no way. And I was like, oh,
oh yeah.
that's
I mean,
wild.
I think there wasn't an assassination attempt on a president for some ridiculous amount of time, like maybe 30 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
since
80s.
Reagan,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was straight up like shot in the torso, like an inch away from his heart,
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's crazy that something like this can happen now. But, you know, I don't know. I don't really care for politics all too much. Doesn't really bother me. You know, as much as anyone in the world could disagree or agree with a politician, I don't think taking life is ever, a good thing when it comes to politics. So, you know, I'm glad that no one was killed, regardless of whatever anyone believes politically.
I mean, did you see that photo though? Wasn't that
No, yeah, I mean,
okay? So speaking to someone who's not into politics at all, this is the last question I have. Does he win based on this moment and this photo?
well, the way that I saw it was like this picture almost like immortalizes him in the eyes of his
It does.
supporters.
It's nuts.
And if anything else, it probably gets people who are in the middle to, or in between, the two parties to, maybe sway towards him because it shows that, I don't know, it shows like the
Hey, that's
power of
pretty
the president
badass.
there, right? Like, because in my opinion, you know, um, the politics of today are just crazy. It's just a little too much, but, you know, I don't know. One can't disagree that this isn't like a cool, like America photo. Like, had this been on 4th of July, this 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 is going to be on like shirts all over the place, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's a cool photo, the American flag hanging from two cranes that perfectly sums up, you know, America. But,
Yeah.
this also goes to show you like the like Trump's background as like a media star and stuff like that. Like who in their right mind, I guess he must have known that the shooter was taken down, right? They must have known, but
Yeah, I
if
think
they
they
didn't,
said
yeah,
so.
I think, yeah, yeah. But imagine if he didn't know, like, first thought, pump that fist in the air, show the crowd.
Well, his first thought, I think, is like shoes probably came off when he was, trying to duck down. He was like, "Hold on, let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes." And then he's
Yeah,
like,
I heard
"Wait,
that.
wait, wait." Hey, at that
He needs
point,
those shoes, man.
at that point, I've been saying whether it's false bravery or not, at that point, it doesn't really matter if it's false bravery or not because like that is the situation. That's a situation that not many people are going to get and actually be tested in. So
Yeah.
false bravery in this kind of situation is kind of still bravery. Like being like if it's just crazy that he took that opportunity to get perhaps one of the most iconic photos of American history. Like I can't think of many other photos besides maybe like a screenshot from this podcast that would be immortalized like this one.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like it is basically living history. I remember seeing the picture and thinking to myself, like, wow, that's gonna be in a history book at some point in the world.
Sure
Like
is.
it's it's a great photo too, like from a photography perspective, because you see all the emotions it captures. You see, like, it's just a good photo. I don't know. Um, just from an art perspective, you could say. But it's crazy. I see people talking about it being staged. I see people talk. You
Yeah,
see
that's
all these
wild.
different
That's
perspectives and
wild.
stuff. And like I said, it doesn't. I personally don't care for any of this stuff.
Sure,
I
yeah.
just go about, like, and it's another thing too, like where I live and stuff, politics or just my life in general. They don't really influence my life and the decisions I have. You could say, like, it never has. But I don't know. If it did, I guess I would have more of an opinion. But
You
like
know,
I
lit
said, yeah, what
I
were you
was
gonna say?
I was talking the day before to somebody, and people know on this channel, I'm voting for Trump, so it doesn't really matter. But I literally said to somebody, I think I'm gonna try to go to another rally soon because I've been to one, and then literally the next day this happens, and I was like, oh man,
Oh man,
glad I wasn't in this one.
Bro, imagine you were the one that got shot. That would have just been terrible.
Oh,
No more podcasts, man. No more podcasts. But like
but
I said, with any of that politics stuff, you can do what you want as long as no one gets hurt. That's my opinion on it. I don't, no one wants to see anyone get hurt. Even I mean, well, maybe the biggest Trump hater and the biggest Biden hater want to see the president die. But when it comes to just the average regular person, as much as you may like or hate a candidate, at the end of the day, we're all just human. You don't want to see someone lose their life
mhm.
over politics. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people forget these days. It's like, at the
They're
end of the day,
people.
I mean, there's just
They're
people, no matter how much money you have, no matter what,
yeah,
place
they're
or position you
people
hold.
with emotions, families,
That's what I'm talking
stories.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Making this a philosophical
I,
podcast. That's what you
I,
should change it to.
I know we should change this to the Project Politics podcast.
Project politics is crazy. Man.
Just
All
wait, I'm
right.
gonna have a second channel for that. But anyway, we've we've been gone for a while. Obviously,
Well,
the
you've
world
been
is
you've
rest.
been gone for a while, not me. You've
Okay,
been gone.
okay. Well, you've been on vacation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Got
We've
me there.
missed two shows. Well, I guess not really. We're right on time for this second one I'm going to talk about. But we did miss what was it? The Portugal Pro
Hmm.
because Europe has been on a roll. We had the M Pro, the Flex Week in the Italy Pro, and then this Portugal Pro here. No video. Okay, well, that was the Italy Pro. Bonac didn't win. It was Nathan. So, I guess just nothing about
You
Portugal.
could look up the Portugal Pro, just like the Instagram account, and then go to the tagged
Wasn't it
photo.
the Mr. Big?
It's both. They have both. But when I was making my videos on it, I found more under the Portugal Pro video, or Portugal Pro Instagram rather. You could probably go to the tagged and see if they have any videos there.
Yeah, who made
Yeah,
these?
I have no clue.
Oh, Rep One. Okay, that's
Yeah,
why.
Rep One did a really good job at putting. They've been doing a great job at putting out
For
great
for all
videos
my
and everything.
comparisons for the Arnold, I use their footage.
Yeah, I for the Arnold, I mean, I took my own videos, but at the same time, I forgot what I had for that. But I just used the live stream footage, so it wasn't the best quality. But yeah, so the Portugal Pro 2024 is in the books, and you know, what did you think of it?
You know, I was hating on Bonac at the M Pro, and I will say, I don't think he should have won the M Pro Classic. And this is, I know I'm in the minority here because I saw a poll. Only 25% of people would say Bonac was robbed, but I'm in that 25%. I'm not going to say robbed, but I would have had
Really?
Bonac winning.
Here, you would have had Bonac winning.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Let's see if they have a. They should have a pose by pose. Every pose.
Oh, just you wait. Hold on. I think I have one here.
I have
Um,
one too. I just don't know how to screen share on Zoom. Never done it before.
well, I
But
don't think I gave you privileges outside of the peasant ones.
that is crazy, man. Peasant privileges.
Yeah, I have one. Oh, I guess we can
Hmm.
talk about a mirror as well. We'll keep it limited to this top call out I have here.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a three call out, right? Three-person call out. Amir, Bonak,
yes.
and Nathan. That's what I think I did. I had a three call out. Must have been some sort of video footage I was looking at.
Okay, we'll just keep it like this. Um, so yeah, first thing I want to mention about Bonac, the waist definitely down from the M Pro. Like that's the first thing. I was gonna do a video on this, I just didn't. That's one thing I definitely committed him on. This is like older Bonac waist, like there's no distension. It's not unnecessarily wide, still wide, but like it's it's as tight as he's probably going to have it, especially at this point in time.
You see the
Um,
disparity in that tan on Bonak? How his like right up to the chest, basically, it looks like
yeah, yeah. There's
that's
nothing in the
really
lats and above. Yeah,
he's so shiny. It looks like I don't know. I was gonna
maybe
say
it's the lats too. Maybe it's the lighting because I kind of see that with everybody.
I don't
Like
know though. I feel like look at
Nathan's chest looks a little bright. Amir's lats and chest look a little bright.
I guess yeah, maybe it's the lighting, but Bonax looks the most like that's the most amount of contrast out of anyone. Amir has none of that. Amir looks pretty I don't know, but his entire upper body looks pretty matte anyways without any oil. So, you
Yeah.
know, anyways,
Um,
you want to break down these poses really quickly?
I have this is maybe an unpopular opinion. It is Nathan or William for me in this one. William has
Hmm.
the best body parts, I would say, altogether. Um, but of course they orbit that big waist. Nathan, you kind of can't escape his waist. Well, it's the waist isn't the problem, it's the torso. And
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, is that passable for you? Do you have him winning this
Well,
shot or is he
in my
third?
opinion, I think with Nathan, you know, in the past, his midsection was kind of bad. Like the last show he did, which was the Italy, I thought his waist looked a
The
lot
obliques are
worse.
big.
Yeah, they were really big. He also was not posing well, in my opinion. And you can even see here, I I don't really understand his posing at all. Like his legs look awkward in the pose. His arms look like they're too closed in, and I mean, he could probably benefit, in my opinion, from crunching down on the midsection
I
because
still think that's such a bad idea.
well, we've never seen it, so I have no like.
I don't
I'd
want to.
like to. I'd like to see it at least, or maybe even a vacuum. A vacuum might even. Who knows what he could do? But definitely fixing the arms. I don't know though, because I know he has pretty.
Fixing the arms for
Uh,
sure.
yeah, like I mean, I know he has high inserted biceps, and he had a tear, so I guess he that helps close the gap in between it. But I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, for the overall flow. I, I would even go with someone like Amir here. Even though I
Yeah,
don't like his like quads, none of them really have Ronnie Coleman length femurs, you
sure,
could
sure.
say.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Bonax looked the most proportional to his upper body,
Hmm.
with both Nathan and Amir having pretty short legs. But I don't know, Amir, that torso and the flare of the lats and everything looks pretty good. And I think he has the best separation in the quads. And also, I mean, you look at the calves too, the most lowly inserted. But,
Yeah.
this might be the best lineup of calves I've seen in a while.
I mean that doesn't say much.
That doesn't say much.
In my video that I left on the cutting room floor, I did end up giving this to Amir because I was like, I'm gonna
Hmm.
get flack either way for choosing William. Someone's gonna say, how can that waste win? Same thing would be said about Nathan. So I was like, I'll
Yeah.
just give it to Amir then. Even though I don't
Yeah.
personally agree, I'll just give it to Amir.
I think I went with Nathan, then Amir, very close though. And then I gave Bonac third
Hmm.
because I mean, even though Bonac has the most defined arms and the best combination of like the roundness, you could say,
Yeah.
it's clear that he has one arm that's smaller than the other in the bicep. Also, the waist is art like easily the most unesthetic in my opinion, along with the smallest lats. And his real only strength, in my opinion, is the quads and the calves. But
Hmm.
the other two have very good quads and calves as well, better midsections and tapers, in my opinion, and similarly sized arms. Like Nate, look at Nathan's arm; they look twice as like full, you could say. And I think
Sure. Yeah.
that's how I gave it to Nathan. I gave it because he had that fullness that neither Bonac nor Amir really had in the arms.
Hmm.
Because Bonac looks a little flat. But anyways, yeah, the
That's
front,
yeah, that's something I've heard throughout this
yeah.
for that weekend.
And I think that's why his waist looked smaller too, like especially around the
I
open.
think that's in some ways that was an okay trade-off, but yeah, I think so too.
It definitely
Um,
would have been an okay trade-off if it had been him versus Amir. Like if it was him versus
true.
Amir, sure. But I think that Fuller look was able to beat Beirut and a pretty good version of Beirut at that.
Yeah,
So, I mean, in the front lat spread, right? I would
easy
probably
Amir. Amir
really, you
just
said
by default. Like he's the only
really.
one with lats that don't make me, like
No, that
Nathan's
is true. That
Nathan's a
is true.
retreating. Bonax you can't see because his arms and chest ruin the taper.
Yeah.
Amir's the only one that is
No,
actually an X.
Amir act has the best like silhouette and the best
Yeah.
lats and really good conditioning frontally.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, when I saw this pose, look at I mean, I know Amir has the better lats just from a like the surface area perspective of what you can see,
Yeah.
but look at Nathan in the chest, the arms, the
Yes.
quads, right?
Amir lacks that thickness.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the thick. It's just like that bubbly fullness that Nathan has. I mean, look at the tricep on Nathan's left side, right? That
Mid.
tricep is popping, and then the brachialis. I know all three of them have decent, but like I don't know, something about Nathan really drew me in here. And then the waist looks like ridiculously small as well. I've always liked Nathan in the front lat spread personally. His midsection never really looked that bad in this one. If
Mm-hmm.
anything, it looks rather proportional. But, I would have given it to Nathan, but Amir could have also taken it too, because on paper, he has better lats. He has, a better X frame, things like
Yeah.
that. And in my opinion, Bonac actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, he's not
Like
bad. He
he's better
maybe
than he was the week before. Was it a week before, 2 weeks before?
2 weeks
Whatever.
before.
Like he looks better, but I don't know. Look at his conditioning on his right quad
Yeah,
compared
yeah.
to the left one.
At this point, I've noticed that, and the two shows he's done, that one leg is sharper than the other.
Yeah. But hey, I mean silhouette wise, he
I've seen
apart
him
from
do
the
worse.
lats, no, I've seen him do worse too. And silhouette wise, apart from the lats, apart from his left lat, he looks
Yeah.
almost like reminiscent of his prime. And I mean, that's not necessarily a good thing because he was never good in this pose, but you know, he
Hmm.
doesn't look significantly worse than he did in the past, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And then the side chest, this one's interesting. I can give it to Nathan, but I did have Bonac taking this one
No, yeah, this one was a very close one because you know what? All three of them look really good. Amir's probably in a clear third, though.
for
I mean,
sure.
he has the least thick chest, which is the
Hmm.
most important part, almost at the same level of Bonac, but Bonac is like twice as small. So, yeah, I mean, I'd have Amir in third, despite his amazing conditioning of the side leg. Nathan lacks that conditioning of both Amir and Bonac in the side leg, the arm, the chest. He doesn't have those deep striations running across that far pec. But what he does have is, I mean, the biggest arm in delt by far, an incredibly thick chest, which in my opinion takes the pose. And he has decent enough detail. He doesn't have a lot, but I think that, the hamstring quad tie-in is deep enough. He has some lines there, some faint striations in the glute almost, and a tight midsection. I think this is good enough for him to win. But Bonac is really good too. I mean, look at the difference in the detail of Bonac's like
Hmm.
side leg. Look at where the calf is too. That's like super deeply separated. Goes to show you how conditioned he is as well down there compared to both Amir and Nathan. His chest, the far pec, is the most striated as well. You know, it could go either way between them, is what I'm trying to say, without going too far into it.
Want to move on to the back pose because we were just talking about Nathan's Williams' lack of fullness, and I think this is where that hurt him the most because Nathan, he kind of baits him in the back. I don't know if I'd give him the entire pose because I hate Nathan's lower body. I really do. Um, and I think Bonac is more balanced and complete top to bottom. But Bonac's back, one, it didn't look like this at all back in the day. He used to be full, like his lats were just hanging off of him, like they would
Yeah.
protrude like inches away from his spine. He used to have a really full back. And then
Mhm.
now, like, what detail is there? I know some people are going to be like, well, Bonak's always had a good back, but like examining it now, is it that good? Is
The
it?
problem, in my opinion, with this pose for him now is the fact that, like you said, the lack of fullness, that contributes to his lower back looking as if it just melts into his spine almost. Like
Yeah,
you see how on
withered
on
away.
his left, yeah, on his left, I mean, his right lat and the lower back, you can kind of see the insertion of it, but
Hmm.
the left side it almost looks as if it just melts down, and it definitely adds to that asymmetry that he has in that area. But, for the positives, his arms look much better from behind than they do from the front. His traps and delts are striated and really separated and large, in my opinion. And then his lat width is decent enough. I mean, he's still wider than a guy like Amir who has no visible injuries. So that's pretty impressive. And in my opinion, I'd say that he has the best lower body with, a coupling of conditioning and development and muscle maturity.
Who did
So,
you
I
go?
mean,
I want to
yeah,
go
what
through these poses before I go any further. Who did you give the front double to?
the front double I gave to Nathan.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Front double I gave to Nathan. Front lat I gave to Nathan. Side chest I gave to Nathan as well.
Really?
Yeah, and then rear double. I mean, if we're going to the rear double, I gave the rear double to Nathan as well. Now, like I said, the
That's
side
fair.
chest and the front lat spread were debatable.
Sure.
The side chest were debatable between Nathan and Bonac, and the like you said, the front lat spread was debatable between him and Amir. But when I was doing my analysis of this, call out, I wasn't really focusing on Amir as much as I could have, you could say. I was just mainly seeing whether or not Bonac or Nathan were winning the pose. But I did talk about Amir because I think he has a good future ahead of him.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, he's like 25, less
He's
than
been
that.
placing like in all these European shows, he's been placing within the top five, if not higher.
It's a
He's
conspiracy.
really.
Yep. Yep.
eh,
And then
You don't you don't think he's good or something?
no, I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I'm
And
not the biggest fan of him, to be honest,
no,
but
I mean me neither. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of his physique. He looks good in certain like it, he's not the most genetically gifted proportions wise.
mhm.
And that's clearly evident when you look at the like a front shot. His quads are pretty short, and
I think they're
his
still good.
no, they're good, right? But look, it's the same problem with Nathan, right? A longer torso, even though it's hidden more, he has a longer torso and kind of like stubbier limbs. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
not arms. His arms are pretty big, but the quads themselves are pretty short. The femur bone, rather. Um, and his
So
back as well, not the
what would you
best.
say if I said I'm giving this to Bonac because I think his back is good enough, but he clearly has the best lower body up here?
I think that's fine because, in my opinion, I would say Bonac has better arms and yeah, no, not delts, but better arms, a comparable upper and mid back thickness and separation to Nathan, and a better lower body. Nathan, in my opinion, only has width, better shoulders, and a more pronounced lower back. I don't think he has a good lower
Still
body.
kind
I
of
think,
shallow though. I'm not a fan of how his back looks because like his upper torso ruins the proportions of his back because like he does
yeah,
have that width, but then it like falls off so quickly.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I think his back has looked. This might be the best it's ever looked, in my opinion.
Oh,
Um, I mean, you can see the lower back really clearly, and it's full as well. It's very full and pronounced.
mid.
And I think that that's something that nobody else on the stage has, that lower back thickness. But then again, I mean, Bonac, even though he's missing that lower back thickness, he's probably going to take it. And then the rear lat spread, though, I had Nathan winning this one pretty soundly. I mean,
I think he does
like,
enough in the back to override the lower body in this one.
yeah, I don't think there's much to be said about this one. I mean, I'd have
Yeah,
Bonac beating Amir anyways here
sure.
because, similar width on a smaller frame, similar lower body, whatever. But Nathan's so wide, and he's decent enough in my opinion. He looks similarly conditioned in the hamstrings, but obviously not in the glutes.
And I
Uh,
only like this gap maybe it's just the posing thing, but no adductors, and then like the separating of the legs. Like, why are you
Yeah.
turning them
I
out
just
so much?
I'm telling you, Nathan just does not know how to pose. I think that's like what I've learned. He's
No
not the best poser.
excuses. No
Yeah, no.
excuses.
He needs to fix it though, man. You can't lie. He needs to fix it. I mean, imagine if he I don't know, man. Maybe a more straight-legged stance would really help him out, but who knows?
I
You
mean,
know,
if
it
you
was
have no glute striations when you're flexing them, why not do kind of like what Samson Dowda does, where he pushes the adductors and the ass out, and he doesn't, because he's also a guy that doesn't have glute striations. So he's like, screw it, I'll do something else to make my legs look as filled in as possible. You know,
yeah. I don't know. That's why maybe Nathan doesn't even care that much. Who knows? I
probably
mean,
not.
like at this point, he probably doesn't care too much
And
about.
I mean, it's the whole posing thing. It just irks me the more and the more I see it. Like
Yeah,
these are these guys' jobs. Like they are technically
yeah.
pros,
They
especially
should
at
be
this
posing
level.
the best. I
Especially at
mean,
this level.
also, putting your health on the line, all of that. You'd think that they'd try to do their
Exactly, kind of go
utmost.
all in.
Yeah, but who knows, man? I mean, at
Yeah.
least he won the show, so I guess it was what the
Did
judges
he?
wanted.
Did he?
I think so. I think so.
Did
I think
he?
he won at least five poses. I mean,
Nice
easy.
try, did he?
All right, man. I see how it is. All right, let's go to the side tricep. Let's go to the side
Easy
tricep.
win for my boy Bonak.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we even need to talk about it. Nathan looks pretty odd. Um, I don't know why he's smiling like that. Yeah.
I will
Uh,
say Amir's problems are on full display here. The pros
yeah,
are great condition, but no thickness in the chest, and also a little bit of
yeah,
that, a little bit of the
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I think
Um,
with Amir, I mean, the side chest was a good shot for Amir, right? But this one, look at how you can see the length of his torso in this shot.
yeah, yeah.
And also his midsection, this is you'll see it in the next pose. His abs are really not the
His
best.
his abs are fine. It does go back to posing. Like we can go
Oh
ahead to
yeah.
the abs and thighs now. This is He would flex them, but it
Like
would
he's
be like
pushing them.
split second. He's
It
also not
looks like
flexing
he's
them
pushing
correctly.
them out. Like he's pushing them out instead of pulling up or something like that. Like, yeah, I don't know.
It's
Definitely. I mean, he's also young too. You can fix these posing things with a
sure.
coach.
I don't think
But
his
whatever.
quads look that good here either.
Yeah, that's the thing that I noticed. But I think it's mainly due to the lighting. Because if you zoom in on his right quad, which is the one that's flexed out, you
Yeah.
can see some feathering on it. And in other pictures, it looked fine. I really just think it comes down to the lighting being pretty unfortunate for this picture. Um, the lighting at the show, though, all in all, was pretty decent. Just the fact that they had a red background was just not the right move, in my
Well, it's
opinion.
it's the Mr. Big man. That's they
I,
oh it's always red.
no, I know it's always been, but I'm not a fan of it at all. I wish like I feel like the only good color would be like a black curtain, but that's just my opinion.
But
Um,
my sponsors.
no, no. I'm
Nathan
telling
wins
you.
this one by default.
Yeah. I don't even think there's much to be said. I will say Bonac looks actually half decent,
Yeah, he
even
stopped
though
doing the head-on thing.
yeah, I think this is like the best I've seen him in a while.
Sure, for sure.
Look at the serratus. Even you can even see some abs too. I think he benefits from hitting non-symmetrical poses because of his atrophy and stuff like that. Like
True.
you look at the front double and stuff, and he's hitting it with a slight twist, helps him out a lot. And here, I mean, the quad that we were talking about that has all the lacking of detail looks pretty darn good. I mean, look at the feathering and everything. For what it's worth, if Nathan had the spilling over obliques like he did at the show prior to this, I think Bonac would take it, and that might be a hot take. But
I
since
I get
Nathan,
it.
like, it's just because of all that detail. I mean, the separation, the detail. That's Bonac's strength right now. And he looks pretty full in that far arm too, even though I guess that's not supposed to be judged in this pose. But
Oh, it
all in
is.
all, like, that's why like I kind of get like confused when it comes to the judging. Like, is it really necessarily fair to hit two different variations of a pose? Like, you know what I mean? I have no clue.
I think so. I think like if you're a guy like Hadi Chupin who can hit the abs and thighs with a vacuum from any angle and you do all those things, I think it shows versatility and
Yeah.
completeness. Like I think it
But
shows
like,
that you're a Swiss Army knife when it comes to hitting a pose and then displaying this area.
but I'm saying more so for like this situation where they're not doing any
Oh,
versatility. You know what I mean? Like I understand that. Like if Derek could hit a vacuum and hit a really good ab and thigh, I think that would show versatility 100%. It's the same thing as like Chris Bumstead hitting a
but you're
vacuum
talking about two
and
different
hitting.
variations together, trying to
Yeah,
compare them.
like right here, right? You see how I'm analyzing the physique? Like I can't
Yeah.
see Nathan's arm, but in the same sense, I can see Bonak's and that delt, the arm and the chest that's striated are adding to the pose. Whereas with Nathan, he's hitting a more conventional shot. Is it unfair to that in that sense? Like, should that be allowed? Because it's the same type of thing where is this really an ab and thigh, or is this some sort of variation of a most muscular? Because
Mm,
you look at the side tricep when people were hitting a front tricep, basically an ab and thigh. Like a guy like Andrew Jack was
yeah.
benefiting so much from hitting that front variation, or a guy like Sean Roden, Flex Wheeler back in the day. You know, should it be standardized? I don't know. That might be an interesting thing to make a video on.
I
Um,
say, in my video, I actually did say this. I said Bonac needs to be a little bit better if he wants to use this one. Because if it's close, I'm always going to go with the more traditional one. And I don't think it's
Interesting.
close, and I don't necessarily think you get maybe bonus points, but it's a deciding factor, at least for me, because I do prefer the conventional traditional pose.
Yeah. In my opinion, the conventional traditional pose showcases what should be the ab and thigh, the
Hmm.
V taper, the abs themselves, and the quad. Here, I'm only seeing the serratus, obliques, and I'm seeing the quad, but my focus shouldn't be drawn towards his chest, delt, and arm. It should be
Mm.
the ab and the thigh and the taper and the silhouette. But I think that was much more of a ramble than it needed to be. I think Nathan takes this pose easily. Yeah. We'll go we'll go to the most muscular.
And then this one, I couldn't time a mirror correctly. Another pose
Yeah,
of
yeah, neither
mine.
could I. I couldn't time it either.
Yeah, but this one, as good as Bonac used to be, he's just down. And we talked about how he wasn't as full. Nathan, it's just like bigger
Yeah.
and better.
In my opinion, this was the best I've ever seen Nathan in this pose. He looked ab he I was like shocked actually. I
Y-
was really impressed.
Making Bonac look small, even nowadays, is not an easy thing to do.
Especially, I mean, yeah, I mean, Bonac really only, I feel like he really only lost fullness in the arms. His delts are still very impressive. Maybe they lost a bit of volume, but he looks really good, Bonac, in the chest, the arms, the delts, the quads, even in the midsection, it looks all right. But something about his physique looks a little bit worn out and melted. I can't
Yeah,
pinpoint where. Like when I was seeing
the
videos of him
chest
hitting, like maybe it's the chest. I,
and
I just don't
triceps.
know. Yeah, the triceps too. He doesn't have that full bubbly round look.
Yeah.
He does in the delts and in the quads, but that's another story. Now, Nathan, what can you say? He looks pretty good in the upper body, blowing away the other two. And then yeah,
I spelled that wrong. Now I'll show you. I recently saw, we can react to this too. Superset Man doing one of his blitz comparisons um,
yeah,
with 2017 Bonac against Derek Lunsford. I'm taking 2017 Bonac all day, just personally. Um, but let's see. There was this most muscular. Oh, we talked about the back. Look how much, like how his
yeah.
back
How much
used.
better he was.
Yeah.
I remember
Where
I
is
did a
that man
video on I did the 2017 Olympia recap a while ago, and Bonac was just much better. I mean, it's clear to see, right? He was much better back in the day. It would be crazy if he could bring a 2022 Arnold Classic version to the stage. That would be pretty cool. I'd love to see it, but
Here we go.
um,
I mean, that's
yeah.
hot take. One of the best, most musculars of all time. I would say pushing for the top 10 best of all
Oh
time right
yeah.
now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no flaws apart from the midsection, and even that you can't really see. The arms are massive. Good. I mean, he has no flaws in my opinion right here.
I wish he
Full
flexed the quads a bit
biceps.
more, but
Still, I mean, he looks great. That's like, I mean, yeah. I mean, you got to remember too, Bonac, Arnold Classic champion, top two at the Olympia at one point, could have won arguably in 2019. Um, he was a really good competitor, a really good champion, and he still is. I mean, anyone that's able to win a pro show right now is still a good competitor. Um,
yeah.
just it's clear to see that Bonac is past his prime in certain poses now. Granted, the angle of the shot is different. That other shot does accentuate other areas, and this one's not the most flattering angle. And in my comparison of these three, I said that in this crab variation, I gave it to Bonac,
Yeah, I
like
think
the
that's
entire
fair.
pose. I mean,
I don't know if I
it's
would, but it's not enough by Nathan won his when you average those
oh no no
together.
no yeah yeah. I just gave Bonac this variation, but Nathan, it wasn't like a you could say like a dominant victory for Bonac, whereas in the other variation, Nathan was easily winning. But it kind of reminds me of like a Ronnie Coleman in the sense that your entire body comes to life,
Hmm.
hitting a crab most muscular, even in your past when you're past your prime. So, and I'm proud of Bonac. He looked good. Nathan looked better, in my
They're holding
opinion. And
hands.
yeah, I mean, well,
That could be
they
us.
what is it called? Aren't they coached by the same guy?
They are. Yeah.
I think they're also really good friends, apparently. I've heard that too. I've seen some posts and stuff from
Well, they go
Nathan's.
way back. They
No,
go way
yeah,
back.
apparently Bonac taught him how to be like a man, basically. That's what he said in one of his posts. So I guess he must look up
That's
to him
hot.
as like another brother or something.
Um, but you gave Nathan all but one pose. I mean, you
Basically,
gave,
yeah.
yeah,
I think like in a nutshell, that's like I think Nathan pretty convincingly won, in my opinion. Like I just he was potentially at his all-time best here.
I've heard
Really
that.
good in that fullness department. Bonac looked a little worse or about the same than he did at the last show, just a different type of peaking. Good condition, similar condition, just a little bit flatter maybe. So Nathan drastically improved. Bonac did not. I think that Nathan definitely deserved to win. Had
I
Bonac,
had it 3-3. Wait, three to that doesn't make much sense. 3-3 with
3-3.
3-4 with Amir winning one.
Okay, and who did you? It was Nathan winning.
William winning. I had him taking at least
Hmm,
one of the back poses off better balance.
interesting.
Uh, I prefer him in the front double. I know that's gonna be probably the wrong take. I just not jiving
No, no,
with
no. It's
Nathan's
not a
face.
bad take. I mean, he has he has all the definition in the world, the best quads in my opinion. And like you said, his waist was smaller than before. So that's enough. That could be enough right there.
So I will say we had Impro Classic, William beats Beirut. Italy
Hmm.
Pro, Beirut beats Nathan. This show, Nathan beats Bonac. Now they always try to dispel the myth that we take a look at who the best man is on the day. Being Olympia qualified or not has no bearing on the final outcome. Do you think that is accurate?
Um, well, while I think that there might have been stuff in the past that doesn't go with that statement, I think here, I saw that a lot of people were debating whether or not they're like, oh, well, he's not qualified, so let's give it to him.
Hmm.
I think that those three shows where these guys have been going back to back, battling it out. I think the one where Bonac won was very close, but I had Bonac winning. The M Pro Spain.
Yeah.
Italy Pro, it was not really that close. I thought that Nathan was off. Like he wasn't really at his best, posing wise,
Hmm.
fullness wise, all that stuff, conditioning wise as well. He was not really there. And Beirut was really good. Beirut was great. So I had Beirut winning that one pretty convincingly as well. And then this one, like I said, I think Nathan won this one. I think Nathan won this one fairly.
Mm.
Um, while
But
it
do you
may
think
look
that's a thing in general? Do you
the
think you've seen
past,
that trend enough? Past, present, and
it's,
future.
it's hard. It's hard to say. I can't really remember in the past when it's happened, like off the top of my head. But
Regan versus Nathan,
oh,
Italy,
last year at the
and
Italy
then
Pro,
Europa. That's just the most recent one, I would say.
yeah, Italy. That show Nathan was pretty good at the Italy one, or which was the one that Nathan won? Not Nathan.
Europa.
Is that the one that Nathan won or lost?
Nathan won Italy. Then the
And then
next week,
Europa was Regan, right?
correct.
Yeah, the one that Regan won,
I
I
thought
think
Nathan
that
looked better at.
I think Nathan looked better. Who knows what they could have gone for the lines. They could have gone for who knows what they could have gone for because
Exactly. Who
in my opinion,
knows?
Regan's tan was off. His shape was good like always, but his
Sure.
conditioning was nowhere near what it was at the Olympia. His Olympia package was very good. I really was impressed. But yeah, that
Um,
I don't think I've seen it enough in the past to where I can be like, yeah, there's definitely a lot of politics. I don't think so.
Well, you don't see it how I see it.
I guess doesn't bother me too much
Where is
though.
Superset Man's other channel? Oh, I guess it's just this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, let's end off this section of the video with this. Who you got in the front double rapid fire? No explanation. You just have
um,
to make your case. You just have to make
I
the
got
point.
I got Bonac.
I agree. He gave it to uh Derek. Interesting.
Front
I,
lat spread, I'd give it to Derek.
I kind of agree. Yeah. Very close. Very close.
Yeah, definitely
Um,
close.
this one is not. This one,
Yeah, it's a Bonac.
Bonac, when he was full in this one, Ronnie Coleman-esque, like even like down to the way his muscles inserted.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think that I will
Not
say
that
that
good, but yeah.
with ooh, I think he's more arm dominant though than Ronnie Coleman was. Ronnie had a
Mm,
amazing chest, like arguably better than Arnold's, just not proportion wise, right? Like it was
yeah,
massive the
yeah,
chest. Uh, and I can see like the similarities, but look how big his delts are bigger than his chest, basically. I mean,
yeah.
and that's not a bad thing, just a little bit different. But I like Bonac more. I mean, clearly, look
So
at the disparity
that's
of the chest. It's quality versus like not the best quality.
yeah, yeah.
And the lighting too is pretty bad for Derek. I'll give him that, but whatever. Let's get to that. The back rear double should be interesting.
Yeah. And then I think on this one, I have Derek, but by
Yeah,
the
I mean,
margin, I would make this maybe 1 point. It might, you know how I do
yeah, yeah,
one to
yeah.
three.
In my opinion, though, I think Derek's back is kind of on another level. Like I think Williams' back is up there too, but Derek's back is like this is like top tier, like rear
Sure.
double, like amazing glutes, not the best hamstrings, but the glute feathering and the striations
Yeah,
and
I
then the
think I'd make
back
it two
itself, like
actually.
look at the delts too. And even his arms. It's like ridiculous how his arms can go from having zero separation in the front double or even from the side. And here they look
Yeah, he's so much more peeled from the back all around.
like I think it's a lighting thing too. I 100% like obviously he's not peeled in the arms from the front, right? That's pretty
For sure.
guaranteed. But look at how deeply separated his arms are from behind. And it's the same angle you see when it's pressed up against the side chest. It's just an interesting like thing how
Hmm.
the lighting really is not good at the Olympia. Um,
Um, this
rear lat spread, Christmas
maturity,
tree.
condition, fullness, Bonax Christmas tree versus
Yeah,
Derek's.
that's Ronnie Coleman-esque, those feathers in the lats. I would immediately, without even having to see it, I'd give it to Bonac. Even though he's well, first off, what I realized, I think the scaling might be a little bit off. Bonac might be a little bit bigger because his leg looks half the size of I don't know. But regardless of the scaling, I think that Bonac would win this. Look at the thickness. He looks thicker all around. And the lower body, in my opinion, is gonna be better.
I may
Like the
give
support
this one to
of the outer
Derek.
quad. Yeah, I think the scaling might be a little weird here because I know with Derek's footage it's all shaky and stuff, and it's like I've worked with that footage before and it sucks. I hate using it.
Don't worry, we're getting a $75 live stream and an
Oh,
Olympia movie this year.
an Olympia movie?
That's what they're doing. Yeah, it's probably like some behind the scenes document. I think it'll be cool to
Oh, okay.
watch. I
Yeah,
think
no,
it'll be.
I'll be excited as long
I'll
as I don't have
watch
to
it.
pay like $100 to see it or
Then I
something.
won't
But
watch it. I've
did you
already
watch
got the
the
Olympia to pay for.
did you watch the Phil Heath movie documentary?
I will. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Phil
I
Heath is
I've
actually
watched it twice. It's
he's
really good.
don't spoil it, but
No, I'm
he's
not. I'm not gonna spoil it.
he's hilarious. Like I remember when he was asking questions to Chris Bumstead at the press conference last year, and it's
Yeah,
just like bro was trying to main character energy when it's just like bro's clearly not the main character at least anymore, and
yeah,
he's just like Chris Bumstead. So let me ask you, and there was some question like, how
yeah.
hard is it? Like what?
Yeah, no,
Like
I love Phil Heath. He's like arguably one of he's probably up there. Him, Jake Cutler, probably my two favorite bodybuilders of all time.
have you
Like
seen that
first,
clip of Jay Cutler training with Mike O'Hearn? And then Jay's like, "Well, how do you lock out if you're going heavy?" And then Mike O'Hearn says, "By lifting it." And then the look on Jay Cutler's face.
I don't think I've seen them work out. I've seen that video. I don't think I've seen that. But I was gonna say like this video of Derek and Bonac, it's good, but I think a more interesting thing to close out this segment, we should look at Phil Heath's Instagram right now. I want your opinion on something actually.
Rapid fire side
All right.
tricep.
I think
William.
it's pretty obvious, yeah.
Oh, who
William.
did we give the backlash spread to?
I gave it to William, you gave it to Derek.
We'll give it to William.
It seems like Superset Man gave it to Derek,
Yeah,
both of the shots.
I would agree with Superset Man, but that's all
Yeah, no,
right.
I could see it. Derek
This
is
one,
underrated at side tricep. Oh my God, this is pretty bad for both. I'd probably go with William though.
I
Better
would
ball.
go. I think William is
But in the vacuum
somehow
though,
less
Derek,
flawed.
I would go with Derek in the vacuum.
Well, that's not called the vacuum of thighs.
All right, see how. Yeah, no, but
And then this one's that's
frame
a
is
done
crazy.
deal. That's a
Yeah,
done deal.
yeah. All right, but quickly go to look up Phil Heath's Instagram. You got to see it. I need your opinion on something.
It better be good. It better be
Oh,
good.
well,
Oh, I don't follow him.
he's been posting physique updates. Like not physique updates,
Oh,
but
this?
well, just no, like all of his videos recently have been videos of him like shirtless, basically like showing his physique. And I wanted your opinion on whether or not what do you think of this? Because he hasn't done anything like this since I don't know. Like
I'm not going to say he doesn't look good because for almost like what is he 45 or something? Like there's no
yeah,
one else on earth that looks like this at 45. Like not even Jay Cutler looks like this. I'm like Jay Cutler could get more
Jay
shredded,
Cutler looked Jay Cutler looked nothing like this in
but
his
Phil has
40s.
that volume still.
Yeah. I mean Phil, in my opinion, Phil with
Is there another one?
like yeah. Phil with I don't think this one here. Go out of this
That's
one.
still that's still not this post.
No. Go
Something like
down. I think
is this
I don't know.
recent? No, that's
Yeah,
not recent.
yeah. That's actually yesterday. Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
it's that's not
no, I'm kidding.
recent.
No, I'm kidding. That's 2020. You could tell by the hair he has. I'm telling you, I'm a big Phil
What
Heath.
the what is that? You can tell by the hair. What does that mean?
No,
What
no.
is-
I mean, let's just say I watched the documentary, man. I watched the
Oh,
documentary.
oh, the facial hair,
Uh,
you mean? Like he's in the
yeah,
trenches. He's
yeah.
got okay. The
What is it called though?
basketball bodybuilder.
No, Phil Heath is I don't know. His hold on, what is getting some text messages. Oh, whatever.
That's the
Um,
president speaking.
yeah, here, yeah, look at there. Go up. Oh no, down one more. Down. Look at that one. Yeah, that one. That one.
On the
Yeah,
beach.
yeah. Oh, you know what? I don't think he posted a picture. Yeah, no, get out of this one. Get out of this one. Uh, I don't know where it is. Yeah,
This?
there it is. Yeah, you see it?
Oh man, he looks majestic.
Yeah, I know. Look at the next one. Look at the next one. Oh,
Oh
there
boy.
goes.
Oh, I don't know if I can go anymore.
In my opinion, though, I think with if he really were to push it, he could have one more comeback in him, and that's just the Phil Heath like fan
He should do the
inside of me
Masters.
saying that. No, I don't think he would do. I think he could win a pro show, right? Like if he were to really push it. Like I
Phil
don't think
Heath
he
could
needs
have
to do.
won half the pro shows this year, even with his stomach. I'll say it. Phil Heath
I mean, his
is
stomach
that
looked.
good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I mean, if William Bonac can do it, Phil Heath can definitely. But I think that if he were to do a show, it wouldn't just be a pro show. I don't think he
Imagine the
cares
old
about.
man muscle at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you look at some of the videos, his arms look ridiculous.
Well, those
Like
aren't ever going away. He could not train them
yeah,
until he's 80. And
and look,
someone
I mean,
says
look at the
only two
legs.
plates on incline.
No, yeah, I think he responded to it or something. He was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like do it or whatever." But
It's hilarious.
um, what is it called? I don't want to. Today's chest day. I don't really want to bench. I think I'm just gonna do like
Push
machines.
ups.
No, I gotta do machines, bro.
I'm
I
gonna
just want
listen
to
to
get
Andrew Tate anime music videos, and I'm gonna
that
do
is
push
crazy.
ups.
Just do push-ups the whole time. I don't know, man. As much as I like Phil Heath, I don't think I would want him to do a comeback.
I don't think so either.
Like
No.
like it's not like I would care less where he placed if he did, and I would be extremely happy if he did do a comeback. But I just think for his health, I wouldn't want him to do that. Like what else what does he need to prove? And the only reason
He
I'm
needs to
bringing
prove
this
it to
up,
me.
yeah, same. He needs to prove to me too. But the only reason I'm saying all this is because I saw an interview with him maybe from 4 months ago. It was with Bradley Martin, And in the interview, it was like a really random clip. I wasn't even paying attention. I was like just I was editing a YouTube video, and he said, "Oh yeah, I could do a comeback right now if I wanted to." He was like easily. Like he was just like,
He's gonna bullshit like Kai Green always did.
yeah, as much as I think that's tr I feel like Phil, I mean, he already did a comeback though. That's the thing. He did a comeback in 2020. So I feel like
And that was
he's
good. To be honest, I
yeah,
know a lot of people after the
he was
dust has
very
settled,
good.
I think that was pretty good.
No, 100%. I mean, there was definitely a case for the prejudging version of him to win the Olympia, in my opinion. There was a case. The finals version,
He
definitely
kind of,
not.
yeah, he was known as
I
Mr.
mean,
Saturday Night, but not that Saturday night.
yeah, no, not that. I mean, by the Saturday night, Hottie, it's not like he got worse necessarily. I mean, but they had Hottie in second place for a Saturday
Yeah,
night.
because Hottie showed up
Hottie was
less than
insane.
24 hours out, and then
Yeah,
he just needs a day, and then he's
he's
automatically
hype.
that much better.
But there's another video somewhere. I don't want you to have to find it, but it shows Phil's physique again. I don't know where it is, to be honest with you, but
Phil
maybe.
Heath's leaked nudes.
Uh, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, it's that one actually. Huh, where we just got it first try. But this was the first video, I think. But look at the back. I mean, it's all, and apparently he doesn't train like often, but he's been training recently. And all of his captions and stuff, I wonder what they all mean. Like,
My goals are big, too big to let up.
no, but like all of them, it's like coming soon, work in progress, like stuff like that. Damn, you just like that, guys. I saw that. I saw that.
Hi,
Um,
I'm Phil Heath, and my Sandals approve of this message.
yeah.
It's just a workout. He has been posting some throwbacks as well.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's got him reminiscing because in the podcast too, I don't know if it was the same one or the other one, whatever, but he was saying like up until like this year, the number 8 haunted me. Like, like I don't know. And now he's saying like I've come to terms with it, but I
Imagine he
wonder
like goes to a
if
sandwich shop and it's like number eight.
figure out. I feel like, oh man, as much as I would love to see him pull a comeback, pull like a Kevin Levrone or something like that, I want him to stay healthy.
I
What
don't.
would
He should compete for me.
you know what I would like to see even more than a comeback? Because honestly, a comeback wouldn't, it would be hype and all, but and I could
I'll
make a
come
lot of
forward.
content. No, I would want him to see come forward is crazy, but I caught that. No, but what would be cool is if he did what Jay Cutler did. Just do like a guest posing or something. Like I think that would really make the fans happy. Like
Yeah,
that would just be sick. That would make my year. That'd
that'd
be
make me
sick.
cream.
Yeah, all right, man. That's crazy. All
Who
right.
did the photos for the Van Pro? You
No
know what?
clue.
They're certainly on the NPC website. We'll just go there.
You can
It,
just look up the Vancouver. Oh, are you on it? Just go to the tag post. That's what I
it
do.
wasn't on it. It wasn't
Who
on
wasn't
there.
on it? I don't think it was Gilco. Definitely couldn't have been Gilco. Because
Can't afford it.
yeah, can't.
Yeah, that was a week ago, the most recent tag post. So it's oh, we can open up the scorecard since it's here. So just keep in mind you had 3, 6, and 9. So first, second, and third were all in straight placings. All the way up till you're telling me, they should overhaul bodybuilding judging. Like, I'm tired of just saying this guy wants this guy, so he gets the point. I really
Yeah.
would like them to elaborate like I do. I'm not saying that they have to use something like that, but like, how does he score on this one? How does he score in this area? And that's how it used to be. It used to be a lot more fleshed out, but now it's just like, I think this guy should win. I,
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of that at all.
That,
Stanimal was an eighth?
yeah. Did you not know about that?
No. Is that controversial?
No. I mean, we can get into it when we see pictures, but do you have pictures of the call out? Like not individual pictures, but just some call out pictures? Yeah, yeah. I don't know why we weren't on this. This guy does a lot of good stuff like that. Um, oh yeah, made a Keon Pearson. We had
Well,
Keon Pearson.
he always looks good. Oh, we can talk about Sean Roden as well. Got me
Sean
tired.
Roden.
Sean. Oh no.
Oh man.
We can.
Rest in peace, Sean Roden, man. I love that guy.
Who's the tutor? Sean Clarita.
Sean Clarita. We got to make it.
Um,
what is it called? My computer is running out of battery, and there's no outlet in a convenient spot in this
Bruh.
room.
Bruh. Well,
Not
where's the
it was on 100% to my computer. It's because I have like every let me close it out of Premiere Pro. I don't let me
does no one host things anymore? Who else? Maybe Bodybuilders Without Borders. It's those Canadian shows. Can't find it. Um,
oh
yeah.
man.
Looks like there's not gonna be too much of the lineup. Classic, but like
I
I
guess we can
thought
just here, you see Tim right there? You see Tim? Just look at the pictures of them, I guess. It's whatever.
I thought Tim Budasai was gonna win, actually.
No, I thought John had it, in my opinion.
I didn't see John. I only saw Tim, and I was like, okay. And I saw the comments. I was like, he can win. But then I was like, John definitely has the better back, and I don't even need to see him.
I saw Tim, right? I saw like these pictures and I was like, Jesus, like look at that graininess. And also, I think that this is the best he's ever looked. I mean, a lot of people were talking about,
Sure.
I think it was Nick Strength and Power the most. He was saying like we never really see Tim's conditioning come through on the stage as we do in the Instagram pictures. And I mean, I agree with him on this now, and I agree with what he was saying because I guess we've never really seen that translate. But both him and I were shocked to see this type of conditioning on him here.
I think
This
it's the
was
separation. He
it
gets
was
like pretty grainy, but like sometimes, most of the time, he's not like separated in
yeah,
and around muscle groups.
yeah, and
Also, I
here
love the haircut.
yeah, I
Looks
like it
like
very I don't know very 90s like I like it.
flat top. You know,
Yeah,
those German guys, the German tank. Does he have a nickname?
I don't know.
Dad.
Hmm, that's a good nickname. I think what is it called? He looked great, but John was not really conditioned too,
Let's see if I
and
can't find him.
yeah, he was really conditioned, much better in my opinion from behind. Just has that density, has better shape too. So yeah,
Mm, no.
oh, there's
Was
some. What about yeah.
were there really no photos out? Am I all there? Oh, yes, there are photos out. Okay. Now we have the lineup here. Oh, great. Uh,
NPC News Online. It's always so
why are the
lag.
photos taken from like the third row?
I have no clue, man.
Just like the photographer is just someone they paid to in the audience. Like
Man, they paid me. They paid me to take pic. Oh my! I saw. You see that guy? He was posing sideways. All right.
we're getting there.
Honestly, I don't
Okay.
even really need to look at the comparisons because, in my
Oh,
opinion,
okay. Okay.
the show is pretty like mid. Um,
Yeah,
I
no
was
Olympians.
here,
John in the 212, but no
look
Olympians.
here. This picture's fine. We don't even need to look at the other poses. Because I think that this pose clearly shows you. I mean, I guess we could look at a rear double, but whatever. This pose clearly shows you who's better. John has the best taper. Look at the lats, right? Look at the midsection, the vacuum, the quads as well, very deeply separated. He has the best arms, in my opinion, from that separation, peak, everything. Easily wins this shot and amazing conditioning on top of that. Tim looks great. Not the most freaky arms.
I
Really
like his
good.
legs.
I like his. Yeah, that's my favorite part on his physique in that pose. But uh, super wide waist, and that's what throws off his physique in almost every shot, in my opinion.
I think you're being too hard on old Tim Budesheim.
I don't think so, man. I think that waist, man. All right, yeah. So here, yeah, look at this. This perfectly sums it up. Nobody in this call out, apart from the guy on the right of John, has a good back that's comparable to John's. Everyone else looks either really shallow, flat, or is missing a lower back.
Robin's tan is way too dark.
It's really dark. I was
Robin's a
impressed with
friend
his.
of the channel, but
I was a fan of his conditioning and everything.
oh yeah,
Um,
he's stellar.
he's really good in the conditioning. He has like decent enough shape as well. In my opinion, I mean, I think he beat Stewart here, right? I mean, he had way better conditioning. In my opinion, a better back as well. However, both don't really have the best backs in the lower area. Look at the guy on
Yeah.
the side posing sideways. You see that all the way on the left?
Yeah,
Jeez.
the judges say we don't want you to do that, but at the same time, I kind of if I were in that position, I feel like I kind of would. Because
Yeah,
if it's a huge call out like this one is, I kind of want to be seen.
yeah,
Like I don't care how I look in the photos, I care about how I look to them.
yeah, I
This
agree.
is maybe a bit much. Like I would maybe
I
turn
mean,
a
you
little, but like facing 90 degrees perpendicular to the other guys, that may be a little much.
Yeah, I mean, Urs was doing it at the Arnold in Ohio, and a lot of people called him out for it. And he wasn't, he was only tilting maybe a few degrees, if that.
Yeah.
Here, this this is crazy. But anyways, right? You can see the disparity in the conditioning, and just John has it all. Some people have good condition, some people have good lines too, but no one has the total package. Um, and yeah, I think in my opinion, I've been thinking about this too. I think the guy in this lineup that has the most potential to do well in the future is Stewart. He
I don't
has
know. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm sure he said he was disappointed in this year.
disappointed in him too, obviously, but the reason I say that is because I think he has the best structure out of anyone on that stage. He has really good lines. He has a lot of mass. Um, just he didn't nail his peak. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he said well, I don't want to get into like what something went wrong. Obviously, he was just holding water. He's just not that good. And the lighting so
Didn't
dark. Vancouver's always super dark. What's next? I need a break from bodybuilding for a little bit, especially mentally. I'm not going to push a rebound very hard, just decompress a bit. I won't be on stage until next year, though. I'm sure of that. And he was going to do Chicago, so now he's out. There's lots of
Yeah.
other things I've been neglecting that require my attention. I want to improve my content creation, grow my coaching roster, and be more productive generally.
I think he looked good though, honestly. Like just alone, he looked decent, but you can clearly see where, he was holding water, whatever. Uh
Wasn't
yeah.
really, he wasn't, did he end up placing?
No, he did not place well here.
No, where did he place in Cali?
Like behind Robin, or I don't know if Robin even was there, but it wasn't a good placing. That's all that I know. Maybe sixth, something like that.
No, I guess I can just click. Well, now I'm curious. Because Amir was second, was it not? Was he not?
I have no clue. I don't remember it to be honest. That was a show that I didn't
Did this show
watch.
have a live stream?
No, just California show pro has like no media coverage.
He placed fourth in Cali. And then, well, did Vancouver have a live stream? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I would have seen footage by now, the screen recording.
I don't know. Who knows, man? I mean, to me, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, I don't even, as
Well,
much
you
as I,
don't watch him. You don't watch
yeah,
him.
I
And
mean,
I don't blame you for that at all.
well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, as much as I love bodybuilding, even if the live stream is free for some of these shows, like this one, like the Vancouver, the Chicago, well, I would watch the Chicago actually. That's going to be a pretty good lineup, but
Hmm.
like kind of like low tier lineups. Not no disrespect to any of the competitors because they're all pushing really hard. It's all the same amount of work, but I only as a fan, it's like I'm not going to watch every soccer game or basketball game or baseball game, right? Because some of them I just don't care about. I only care about like my team, you could say, and here my team would be the top competitors. I just want to
Hmm.
see them battle it out because at the end of the day, it's the
You're
guys.
gonna buy that Dubai Pro stream though.
I don't know. I'm probably not going to buy it. I don't want to
No,
buy it.
no, no. If you're streaming it with me, I'll take care of it.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh man, how long do you think it's going to be? Stream.
Oh, man, I don't know. I think they have everything, but like I don't mind it when it's long because there are going to be good guys,
Yeah,
and
that's
I know
true.
you'll be salivating over Rubiel's appearance.
Yeah, I know. I know. Oh man, I might. Well, we'll talk about the stuff for that too. Because when is that? In 3 weeks? I know it's like
No,
end.
no, not next week, but the week after.
Oh wow, 2 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we'll plan it all out. But anyways, what's it called? Because oh my god, my battery is. It's okay. It's fine. We're good. I thought it looked like it was lower than it was, but
Well, what I have here is the Chicago Pro lineup, and I did not expect like I was talking shit about the show. I was like,
this is deep.
now,
This is
now I kind of have to buy it. I feel like now I
yeah.
kind of want to stream this, but like, am I gonna pay the $55 for 2 days,
I don't.
knowingly getting ripped off? I gotta stick to my guns. I gotta
And
stick to my guns.
we're talking so much trash against this these guys. You can't buy it. You can't. It's messed up.
You know what? I really can't. I really can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm not gonna be able to stream this one because
Look at the lineup. Look at this. This is a
Jake,
good line.
Jake, who
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not just $55 and I get the whole weekend. It's $55 and they moved it in such a way I'm getting ripped off. I'm getting ripped off and they did it on purpose.
No, yeah,
I,
I would not buy it. I mean, you could easily uh just make a recap video right after it. That's probably I don't know if I'm gonna make a recap video, but you know what? I want to see Hassan. I really want it. So I might make a recap
well,
video. We'll
let's
see.
go through top to bottom. I'll do
Thinking about going to
AJ.
the Chicago Pro. I was thinking about going. Just
And you're
drive.
not, and you're not.
No, because I don't want to drive 11 hours.
Oh,
Drove
well,
7 hours.
you could stay here and we'll drive 3.5 hours.
How come you're not going, actually? That would have been a
The
really good.
tickets were ridiculous.
Oh, that's right. I
I'm
remember we
not,
looked.
yeah, it was like $210 to just not even see everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Oh,
what?
yeah.
You paid less to go to the Arnold.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Um, I'm sure you could have maybe gotten like a press pass or something. Like, could have tried. I don't know. In the future, that's a future thing. But anyways, you said you want to go down top to bottom.
yeah, and AJ's not here, so I'm gonna be blanking on a lot of these names. He knows everybody, but
Oh,
um
Slavoj Bednar. I know that guy.
she Slavoj on my bed till I gnar.
All right, that's crazy, man. All right,
And I
man.
don't
This
know him.
I don't even really know him. I know him from Mark. He likes this guy. He's like he competed in the Masters Olympia last year. I think he
Boo.
placed sixth, I think,
Mid.
something like that, something like decent enough.
Yeah.
He's a workhorse, got that old man muscle. I don't really think he's got many injuries. You know, not the best shape, not the best back. Conditioning is really good. I'd
Um
probably say he'll place somewhere in that 10 to 11 spot.
10 to
Yeah,
11. We
yeah.
have Christopher Berner.
Tim Budesheim.
Yeah,
Budesheim. Yep, got to get
Budesheim.
that right. Not Budeshim, Budesheim.
No,
I like
he's
him.
from German.
Tim is another one of those workhorse guys who in my opinion, I think he could place within the top five easily if he comes.
Yeah, we'll make our top five predictions, but I just initially he has to be. Has
Yeah,
to be.
I mean, even without looking at the rest, I already know the lineup, but he definitely can do well. Now,
Um
Phil Klahar,
Phil, not a
I
fan.
I like Phil for his mentality.
Sure.
Like his personality too. He's a really like interesting guy, but oh, that midsection. I know he won the Masters Olymp. What did he win? No, he didn't win the
No,
Masters
he won
Olympia.
Orlando against the Sun,
Yeah, that's right. And then he went to the Olympia, and his midsection was
and
all
he
over.
was dead last.
I think he got sick or something. Now, I think that if his midsection looks anything like it did in Orlando, he'll be fighting in that top fifth spot. If it looks worse, and considering that he's over the age of 50, if any of his other body parts look worse, like his legs, arms, like the deterioration and atrophy, he's going to place within that. He'll place within the top 10, but towards the end of that, range. Now,
Um, Anthony De La Ventura.
you're skipping over Stan.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't see Stan.
Stan DeLong.
It's
Wow.
it's Stanimal. He just placed not very good last
Yeah,
time,
I
and
know the place within the top eight or top five rather,
yeah, he
because
placed eighth. Like,
it is.
why?
Oh
Am I
well, I guess
missing something?
you didn't see anything. He looked basically the same that he did last year.
Yeah,
And
that's
remember,
kind of the bane
last
of his
year
existence, isn't it?
he placed second, right, at the Vancouver to
Well,
Hassan.
the lineup was six people deep, was it not?
But still, it was. But regardless of that, it was very close between him and Hassan. Right, like if he had placed sixth, like that'd be a different story. But he was still close to Hassan.
He's still
Here though,
shredded for
no,
sure. That's like his thing.
he was great, but does he not look like an amateur compared to like even someone like Stewart in the size department?
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, he doesn't. I don't even know, man. Like, he doesn't have the best insertions for the arms or the legs, right?
And like you said, he just isn't making those improvements.
And I mean, it's because he stays super shredded in the off season, like ridiculously shredded. There's
And
no
isn't
pull
he one of those guys that went men's physique,
men's physique
classic,
and
open?
in classic. I don't know if there were weight restrictions or anything, but his physique looked really good. And I just think his waist got a little bit wider. It's not wide, but since his arms and legs didn't grow, like they didn't really compensate for that widening. of the extra food intake and stuff,
Mhm.
it threw off his proportions a little bit. So he just looks like a standard open competitor that's not a top five
Yeah,
finisher.
he's very popular online, but I gotta be honest, I've never looked at him and said, "Oh, this guy, I see it."
Well, he has that wow factor of conditioning, but
Sure.
other have this like John Jewett has that conditioning. Even a guy like Robin, Robin has the conditioning, but is twice as big and
Yep.
had made significant improvements from the year prior. You know, although I'm not the biggest, like I think that Stan has a more aesthetic physique. I would want to look more like Stan than a guy like Robin. But there's no denying that Robin for a bodybuilding open show has what the judges are looking for. You know, he has what I would be looking for in an open show over Stan.
And then
So
um and then Anthony, I don't know who that
I don't
is.
know about Nathan.
Nathan Epler, he
Epler's he's a
Indiana boy.
212
Indiana
competitor.
boy. He placed fifth or top five at one of his 212 Olympias.
Yeah, he did. He's really good physique, in my opinion. Wild card, dark horse, in my opinion.
I thought
Very
he
good.
was the favorite until
Ah,
recently. Until
I
like
would.
everyone piled in, I thought he was the favorite.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, but in my opinion, he's really aesthetic, really decent conditioning from what I saw of the pictures
Well, he's from my state. I got to root for him.
for him. But in my opinion, Mo Fata
I,
is
I'm ro- I'm rooting for Mo Farah now. I
in my
love his physique.
his physique is just as aesthetic, but he's taller.
Yeah,
Like
we'll
what? What?
we'll talk about him. I definitely want to pull him up. So
How tall is
the
Mo Fata? Is he like 5'8"?
I
He's not. I
don't.
don't think he's tall. I don't think
He's
he's a
not
super
short, but he's not tall. You know,
8,
he's in.
5'8", 5'7". I think
Yeah.
it's something like that because
Uh,
he's really dense. But anyways, Jordan Hutchison, I've
he
seen him.
looks like Nathan. He looks like Nathan in the face and in like the body. They have very similar
He
looks.
uh he did the Texas Pro last year, something like that.
He did a few shows last year, and he was kind of
Pretty good,
yeah
really good.
filling in those gaps.
Have
Brady King did a show this year.
yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't know Brady King.
He he did not do that well. I'll be
Ah,
honest.
you don't
He
need to
did.
look, probably.
It's the only time I'm going to look him up. But I want to show him. He
Oh, is this
four,
him?
14th at the Cali, really, really wide upper body. Um,
Here, let's pull up a front double. Let's see this.
but the legs are like in, interesting build, huh?
Yeah. You know, the thing is with this too is that doesn't seem like a genetic weak point, the legs, because look at the insertions of the quad, of the outer quad.
They
They go
insert pretty high up,
way
and he has
up
that
to that
sweep.
hip. He just might not be pushing that hard. Or his
Oh,
body
oh,
is
Brady, you heard that?
or his upper body could be just a really genetic strong point
Yeah,
too.
he's very wide,
Because
very
look at
wide.
that upper body. That's really impressive, actually. Yeah, I mean, with a better set of legs, did he compete? Is it this year? Yeah, right. That looks
Yeah,
like the Cali.
14th in Cali. I don't think he's going to be a factor here,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I mean, doesn't really have aesthetic shape, you could say. Really good muscle quality upstairs, but amateur-esque legs down, like classic physique.
Oh, oh,
I'm not one to talk because my legs are my worst body part, but like I'm not a professional bodybuilder, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm just a fan. But
okay, okay.
uh,
Sung Chol Lee,
I think I've
not he's past his height for sure. I'm not going to say past his prime, but he's like 40.
can we see what he looks like? I don't know if I'm. I don't know. Oh, Liang Yan is the guy who I'm thinking of.
This will be the only if I can find him. If I, it's
Yeah.
a count of yeah, he's done the Arnold a couple times. Was he at the
Oh,
Cali? He was at the Cali this year. Yeah, he's this guy right here. Oh wait, no, he's this guy right here.
wait,
Brace.
what? So he's the guy with the really weird abs. That's right. Okay, I remember seeing this guy.
He's
Jeez,
done the Arnold.
how can he not? How did he not place well? Look at that. It's just the abs. It's literally that's a really good physique.
The
That's actually
back question mark. Not looking too promising at the beginning here.
oh,
Uh,
conditioning too.
he was
Yeah,
sixth. He was sixth.
not the best conditioning. You know what?
Yeah,
What? Here, we don't even need to watch the rest of it.
that's your favorite to win.
No, no, I wouldn't say it. In my opinion, another dark horse. We'll get to him later, but we won't talk about him. Let's move down the list. In my opinion, of that guy, if he had a better back, easily win a pro show. I mean, that's kind of one of the flaws of Asian competitors in general. Like
Yeah,
the back, the
you
back is one of those areas for some reason that aren't, it's just not really there all the time. You know what I mean? And it's most prominent in men's physique, where a lot of the Asian competitors go because Asian competitors, for some reason, have just beautiful shape, like very good lines, small waists, you know, broad shoulders, just really good lines. But I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm saying. Like,
I haven't
who,
seen this next name in a while.
who is?
Justin Mackey.
Oh, I've heard of him. Yeah, good physique. That's all I can really say. Good physique and conditioning. He could place in the top 10. I don't know, like
Reese McDonald, I think he just did a couple of the European shows. I think he was not outside the top 10 if I remember correctly, but I don't,
doesn't sound like a
not a super big factor.
uh
Hassan is actually doing this show. I didn't know that until
he
today.
dropped to Vancouver because I'm guessing he needed another week to
Bro,
fix his
how much time do you need? You've had how many weeks? His last show was what was it?
Ooh, what show was it?
Toronto?
Toronto, yeah, it was maybe 3, 4 weeks.
And
Who
that was
knows?
in June, so he's had over a month. Like,
Yeah.
did bro really need one more week? If he needs one more week, he should
I
consider
saw,
just using another year to get conditioned.
I saw some pictures of him. He didn't look too good. Not like physique updates, but just like standing. Not like, I mean, he just didn't have that like, oh yeah, he's super conditioned. You know, like it just looks like regular Hassan. Like this is what his back looked like before. But
Training
the
with
thing is, go
Training with Robin, you can just tell like the detail.
yeah. Did Robin tear his biceps?
He tore one of them at one point.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, here's
I mean, but this is what he looks like anyways. He looks really good anyway. You know what I mean? Like he looks good in training and stuff. Here, get out of this one. Look at that picture up top. Not that one. It's not like a training picture. Just it's him at a show. At a show. It's
oh at the
for
Vancouver
yeah. This was last
last
year.
year. Yep.
Like if he shows up like this, he's gonna win. No doubt in my mind. I mean,
Mm.
he'll beat Mofada.
He's the
Like
top placing guy, is he not? I'm looking at the list. I
yeah, he's the
He is.
highest out of everyone here. I mean, on paper, he should win, right? If he comes in anything like he did at the Olympia.
If.
But look at here, pull up another window of Instagram and look up Mo Fata right now because I think he's somewhere next on the list, right? Yeah, there we go. Like they have very similar conditioning. Like, you know what I mean?
5 days ago. This is my
Like
favorite physique in the lineup, and I haven't even seen him yet.
the thing is though, here, look at a picture of him on stage. Like, do we have a picture of him from when he was on stage or something? I don't know if we
we
do.
can let's. This is a video. Let's park here.
He
This
looks
was three
good.
weeks ago.
He looks really good.
He does
Like
have that graininess you were talking about.
I my favorite aspect of his physique has got to be the midsection and then the
Yeah.
quad. The quads are just ridiculous.
Does he turn around to the back because that's his weakest point? No, no. Okay, I will pull him up though. Romania Pro. Where did he place there? I guess we'll find out.
Fifth,
Um,
I
really?
think so.
Yeah, yeah, because he was behind Nathan. Um, yeah. Let's see. I'm not gonna be able to find too good of.
Just go to his you don't have to go to the comparisons. You can just go to his face or whatever his main pictures. That's probably easier. I hate using NPC news online. It's like my least favorite. But I
Yeah, they could do better. Oh, here's on stage pictures, not in the lineup, but
see this is what I'm talking about. How does he go overlooked? He looked amazing here.
it was his first pro show, was it not last year?
Yeah, but you okay, you can actually see here, go back to that Instagram picture, that one you were just at. You can actually see where Instagram doesn't translate all the same onto stage. His upper body looks great, but he just he doesn't look as thick as he does in these other pictures.
Yeah, like up here. That looks a
Yeah,
little. I think
like
that front lat spread is
lat spread is his killer shot
for
because,
sure.
and a lot of people underrate this, but I think it's due to the quads like a lot. When you have those like really highly inserted thick quads, they add so much to the front lat spread.
You can kind of see the back there. I would say just,
It's
I mean, that's as far away, but I maybe would have him beating Nathan.
I mean
Maybe.
he's beating Horse MD who beat Nathan, so I would
Well,
have
well, I think that kind of goes without saying. Horse lost his back, and it's never. Never coming back, apparently.
Really
Um,
interesting.
like, where is it at? Did you see? I saw Horse's recent update. His back was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I saw that too. It is
Um,
some time. He's
it
young.
is what it is. I think. Okay, if let me ask you, good condition, does he win?
Uh, well, I mean,
Take the
if
bias out. Take it out.
him and Hassan are both similarly conditioned, like if conditioning is equal and not a factor, you could say like shape wise and muscle wise. I mean, it's pretty easy to say that Mo Fada has better shape, right?
For sure.
But can you
That
know
size and fullness.
density and stuff? Like I think Hassan would probably take it because here's the
I think
thing.
Hassan will maybe be punished if he's not in good condition.
Yeah, I mean, he already was sixth place, pretty bad,
Exactly.
pretty.
It'll happen again.
But here's the thing. I think that Mo Fada, his thickness isn't the same on stage as it is on these Instagram pictures. Whereas Hassan is so dense, like ridiculously dense.
Yeah, he honestly looks better in the lineup from size wise, not conditioning wise for sure, but when you see him next to other people, you can see like per square inch how much muscle he's packing.
Yeah, easily.
What do you think about this? Little
Good picture.
zesty?
Yeah, that's a good picture. It's a good
Little
picture.
little zesty, do you think?
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't mind. Yeah, it's a good
Well,
picture.
okay, what do you think about this one?
A little strange. I wonder. Dress like a man. Hashtag old money. Interesting. I wonder. You want to translate that second comment? I wonder what it says. I wonder what all these comments. I mean, I can't speak this language.
Finally, I saw a player who was more elegant.
I love translating. I don't know if this is Arabic or Farsi. I don't really know, but I love translating these languages because they're
Oh, me
always so
too.
proper. They're always super Like it's always like I know that like the literal translation of these sayings is always like super Like you would never say it in English. It's like instead of saying goodbye to someone, you're like, "Blessed be you. I hope you make like the most calls to your home." You know what I mean? Like it's really nice.
Well,
Like I don't know.
because I think English is inherently a lazy language. Like people everywhere like are just lazy with their words.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Like English is simple in that sense, which is nice for learning it. I don't think I can
Complicated,
learn any
but
other language like that.
simple. I mean, we don't have like Mandarin where it's like, like you have like feminine and then masculine things like a lot of other language, not just Mandarin, but
What's a-
like you'll have variations of the different words
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the one
of
thing
the
that makes
same word.
what makes English hard, I think, for a lot of people to learn, I guess.
The rule breaking.
Yeah, like the rule breaking, you could say the phonetics, like saying different words, like how we have words that sound exactly the same but have different meanings, right? And like I don't know. I feel like English is super easy for me because I grew up learning it, right? And you grow up speaking it to other people. But if you're learning any like for me when I'm learning Spanish and stuff, it's hard because if you're not speaking to native speakers and you're not in that environment, you're never going to really learn it one to one. I
Mm.
mean, you can't really learn it one to one anyways because you weren't born there, but whatever.
Do
That's
we need to talk about we can talk about well, Hassan down. We talked about
really
Mofada.
I don't
Um Robin
really
Strand.
Robin, he's
Very
great.
good. We just saw him last week, so I won't talk on him now because this is running a little bit longer. I do want to talk about Vlad. Do you know how to say his last name?
Vlad Sukoruchko.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah, Vlad Suoruchko or something like that.
Yeah, what is he?
Um,
Something?
looking good.
Suhoruchko. All right, let's see. Hamstrings look great. Glutes look great.
The conditioning is always there for Vlad.
I don't know about that actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think you're right.
Like, no. I'm not disagreeing with you that his conditioning is always decent, but look how ridiculous he looks here, and then just compare it to like on stage, right? Like it's just night and day. He knows how to use filters and really alter his physique. Not
Imagine using
Photoshop,
filters
but
as a bodybuilder.
well, like that's the thing. Like he has all the size and stuff in the world, but he doesn't have the best waistline. And
No, no, definitely not.
what's
Oh, here we
interesting,
go. Here's a good example. And
okay, yeah.
also, the triceps have left the chat.
I mean, yeah, he never had good triceps though, and apparently he tore his tricep too. I think it was his left or right
Here,
tricep.
I think I can see the
Yeah,
scar.
that's the scar. He tore it in February. So
This
that was
year?
yeah, this year. Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't his ankle injury?
No, no, this was this year.
Because he did
February.
have an ankle sprain or maybe
I mean that trust me, it was this.
fracture.
I like that's the one like
Oh, you
everyone
know Vlad?
what?
You know Vlad?
Yeah,
Did you do the surgery? How do you
yeah,
know?
because I did the surgery. Look at that. I remember stitching up the scar right there. But
I
anyways,
see.
here he looks, he looks good. Whatever. I can't really say he looks bad.
There's just some awkward places in his physique.
If
Like
you look at pictures of him before he turned pro, like back in the day, he had really good lines, like surprisingly good lines. Like I don't know, I don't know, like very good lines actually. Super small waist, like in the
man, look.
side tricep, waist was non-existent. In like the front double, very good V taper. But he
When I
turned,
first saw this picture, I thought it was Blessing.
yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what happened to Blessing. I wonder if he's gonna compete.
Oh, look, I told you he tore his tricep.
Oh yeah, you told me. Oh man, but yeah, it's crazy. Really good work ethic. Not the best physique from a shape standpoint. Hopefully, he can place within the top three. I hope he can. You know,
Uh, he's
because
gonna outsize some guys because
no, but
like
he's not
that's
gonna
freaky.
like he's not gonna win because if Hassan is on, that's a big if, right? Hassan has better shape and arguably more size and is pieced together, objectively pieced together in a more aesthetic way, which is hard. It's hard to say aesthetic with Hassan, but and that's another guy too. Hassan back in the day, like 20, like when he turned pro, like 2019, if you watch any of his posing routines from 2016, whatever,
Yeah.
Hassan was really, really good. Like Hassan had the same sized arms and quads as he does now, but with a tinier way, like small waist. Looked
Mm.
really good back in the day. And that's the one thing. Like I hate that these bodybuilders, like from this era, you could say like Hassan, Vlad's not really, but Hassan's kind of like that late 2010s era bodybuilder that,
Hmm.
and they were looking for size, not conditioning, and you kind of get your body used to that, and you push the suit, you push the size, you push the food, and your waist gets bigger. I just hate that, you know, but it is what it is. Anyways, this is Jordan Hutchinson.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at his last thing. His last, I think this was his last show. It was last year for sure. Um,
he looks a lot less
like
aesthetic
Nathan.
season, but here when he's actually really dialed in, which look at him, really good conditioning, just not a lot of size back here. I
Is he
think he's
complete? Do you know what his bag looks like? I guess we'll see it.
decent. I think he looks decent. I
Oh,
remember
wow.
like look at good feathering in the quads. Um, front lat spread is definitely a killer pose. The front double is not. Um, but okay, you can see the lower back. Let's see.
That's all right. He's a newer guy,
I
so
mean,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm not gonna give
a
him
top four.
back.
This is like a top five, top six competitor
I
at
mean,
a
it's not as good as mine, but
not as good as mine. I'm just a genetic god. But anyways, this look, small waist, whatever. Small waist, great conditioning, good quads, fullness, bad arms. That's
this
all
is
I can really
five
say.
days out. What do you think about the condition 5 days out? He's flat for sure.
This is good. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. There's no doubt.
But now that people have been just like injected into this lineup, like Hassan, Robin's doing this show now,
Big.
like, is
I
Jordan going to bring enough
I
of
think I
all these
might.
things?
If he's bigger than last year, I I 100% believe this guy has better shape than Robin, a better back as well. From what I could see there, it looked like he had a better lower back. These guys could be neck and neck, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
Hmm.
Robin has that size.
Neck.
He's proven in that size aspect, but who knows?
Oh, this is a snapshot from, oh, it's a video from the guest posing he did. And he did it with beef stew. Let's see if I can't find them together. I mean, Jordan at this point in time kind of looks a little more filled in. I think the quads is really distracting me though, because
His arms need more size
for sure, for
from
sure.
the front, like there. Honestly, though, from the side and the side tricep, they look good. But man, that's like that sucks for him. You know what I mean? Like the genetics of that, like how like he's shredded to the bone, but his arms don't have that deep separation. It's like the
Yeah.
same thing with Derek Lunsford or even like Samson Dowdo. Like you can be shredded, but just that's an area that lacks the deep separation. It
Oh,
is.
I'm gonna throw some hate out here real quick. You know Joey Belt?
No, I don't.
This is not really hate. All I'm saying, I see him coaching a lot of guys. He's opposing coach. Most of them Most of them, I mean.
Can't pose or something. I think posing, in my opinion, is one of those things that like is just not hard if you have a.
Awareness. It's kind of like dancing,
I don't even know if
just
it's.
like if you have this,
Here's the thing. I can't dance, right? I can't dance, but
but
I
I
can
can
dance.
pose. I
Like
know how to flex my glutes.
it's one of those things like dancing is like an active thing in my opinion. It's like an active sort of performative art. And the same
Sure.
exact like label can be put onto posing, but posing in my opinion is more so about the pose itself, right? Like hitting a solid, standstill pose
You got to
rather
have
than
that awareness though. Like you have to
yeah,
be able to kind of feel everything, but at the same time not get caught up in a single area. Like is
you all
my lower back
about
flexed?
it.
Are my glutes in? Are my
You
calves
have
flexed?
about posing in my opinion to do well with it. Like you have to really like as much as you want the physique from day one, like if you know you want to do bodybuilding or if you know you want to be like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like if you know you want to be wrapped up in that culture from the day you start working out, I think it's paramount that anyone should start to pose too. Learn their physique and like see your physique change through different poses, It doesn't like I think that's one of the most beneficial things to do. Like always tweaking your posing, trying to find the best light, the best angle, the best view to showcase your physique. I think that's the best thing to do.
Mm,
And in my opinion, it's always good to get outside critique from people because obviously you
I
can't
don't think they do.
like, but the best way to critique yourself is by taking pictures of your physique because you can look in the mirror and be like, oh, that looks great. But like taking a picture and really sitting down really shows you the difference. Anyways, oh, you want to go up? I want to see Phil Klahar's posing routine from the Olympia.
Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you what it looked like.
Hashtag Jamaican Tank.
That's what they call me back in high school.
That's what they call me now. You know, I'm Usain Bolt's son. You just
Oh, I could see
know,
the resemblance.
don't know me. You don't know me like that.
Right.
Anyways, oh, this guy over 50 years old, amazing arms and amazing quads. Just an unfortunate midsection.
Yeah, that happens with age.
If he could pull a vacuum, like if he could pull a deep vacuum, as mu
He'd be like Charles Griffin. And where is Charles? Let's look that up right now. Where is Charles? Not
I
competing
know
this year?
I don't think he's going to compete this year. I don't think he
Too
is really.
deep?
He's been doing a lot of what is it called? A lot of like chest stimulation, trying to build his chest back up.
What's his Instagram, or did he block
Is
me?
it one?
Isn't it like his nickname or something?
I don't know what his nickname is even. Oh, who
Uh,
cares really? It's
oh,
fine.
I do. I do. If he blocked me, I want to know. Let's see here. Let's see here. He won the Legion Sports Fest last year. So I'm sure they've tagged him in like a victory photo. No, no, no. They've retroactively removed everything with Charles from my Instagram. How did they do that?
Oh man.
That is crazy. Oh, wait, 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 wait. Here we are. I literally looked up Charles Griffin, but whatever. Um, yeah, he always kind of has that grain, but he doesn't look like he's in like running as a bodybuilder.
Huh.
Was he running
I have no clue. Hold on, go out of this one. I want to see if they have any physique updates of him. I don't think so, actually. Yeah,
four
I don't
weeks
really care
ago?
about his legs because he has good legs. It doesn't really matter. Charles, it's just unfortunate for him because he has really good individual body parts, like a great. Hold on, the light. Sun just went away. Let me turn off the light. He has a really good chest. Um, a
Not
real. Oh,
anymore.
what am I saying? Sorry, I just threw myself off when I was turning on the light. He does not have a good chest after that tear. Uh, he has good arms, really good legs, and a good back, but his structure is really bad. And now he like obviously suffered from that tear of the chest, and on top of that, he doesn't have a good midsection. So
And then the last guy who was probably the favorite before like everyone piled on here. This is 6 days out.
yeah,
Last low day, so this is him super flat. Nathan Epler. He's going to be kind of like one of those guys like Jordan Hutchinson. Maybe more, definitely more complete.
no, he's more.
Um,
he's like kind of more veteran-esque, you can say, because he's gone up against stiff competition relative to he was at the 212 Olympia, like you said. But
Top
look at him.
five.
Conditioning wise, good. Thickness, good. Good shape. Almost reminds me of who's the guy that just won the show? Uh the
John.
Vancouver.
John
No,
Jewett.
yeah. Reminds me of John Jewett a little bit.
What?
Very similar, like similar shape. I mean, obviously the 212 build, density, all that.
He's a bit
Just
taller for a 212 guy. That's the
I mean,
thing.
he's good. Almost kind of reminding me a little bit of what's that guy's name? The bald guy that plays second at the New York Pro. Forgetting what his name was.
Martin Fitzwater.
Martin Fitzwater.
How did
Yeah,
you forget my dad's name?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of reminded me of him in the delts, the face, not really in the quads because Martin has amazing quads, like almost Phil Heath-esque.
I think Nathan's quads are quite good. Maybe
No,
his
no, no.
best
Yeah,
body
no,
part.
good, just like insertion wise, like just not the same insertions. Yeah,
Back update too, since we haven't seen that.
yeah, he's good. I mean,
Goon lighting. I don't think he can say that anymore.
yeah, he can't. No, these millennials, they don't know about that.
No, they don't know about the goon lighting.
See that
And
though? That was good. That's good. Oh man, yeah, he's really complete. Just has no wow factor. Easiest thing to say. Yep. Literally, like that's the thing that I see on a lot of these guys' physiques. A lot of them are really complete, but have no wow factor.
kind
Like,
of like a Hunter Labrada. Well, I
yeah,
think he,
no,
he is the wow factor at this point.
yeah.
Like the whole thing coming together is the wow factor. But
But
I
Hunter
do,
V complete. Like that, he's the most complete bodybuilder in my opinion that has no wow factor. Like,
yeah. And it's a big debate. Would you rather have a strong point, maybe a weak point to stand out, or would you rather be complete all around?
wow, this guy really looks like Martin Fitzwater a lot. Huh. Yeah, I guess another guy that has, I don't know. Yeah. Huh. I'd rather be more complete in my opinion.
I would too.
I mean, but then again, I'd rather be complete and have wow factor, like a guy like Ronnie Coleman. But then that's basically you'd be an Olympia champion if you had that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because being
Um,
complete is that you have S tier genetics and everything that falls into that, and S tier work ethic. So that means you can get really shredded and conditioned. So you know,
in
have
Indiana boy, he was posing at our show that I didn't go to it, but um, he was posing at the guest posing at the show. The funny thing is, I literally went to Carmel the weekend of, but before the show, and I was like, oh, that's the theater that they're going to have the show at. I instantly recognized it because they've been hyping it up, and I was like, oh, here we all
yeah,
go, and I didn't.
man. I feel like it'd be fun. Is that Nathan there? That's him.
That's him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's him right there. I think he could win the show.
Oh man, yeah. No, he looks good. Is that the last guy on the list though? Are there
That's
more?
the last guy we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
So
good.
top five.
Okay. Top. Oh wait,
Maybe let's narrow it down. Let's narrow it down.
Forget about my guy Liang Yan. Gotta look him up.
Oh,
Forget about him. Come on, man. My battery is running low, but I need to talk about this guy. This guy is super important in my opinion.
oh, I don't know if I'll be able to find his Instagram. Okay,
Where did he? What did he do? He did a show recently. I think he did the Cali Pro.
I think so too.
There we go. This guy.
Oh, he did Japan. Japan had good lighting.
Oh my God, my
Maybe he
nose.
didn't. Maybe I'm thinking of Taiwan Pro. I don't know because this lighting
Doesn't
is
matter.
kind of.
Let's just get a picture of him in the front double, low key. Like it's
He
probably
did he did the Flex Pro, and I remember that. Okay, here we go.
yeah.
Short guy. What's he like? 5'4"? He has those short man proportions for sure.
Hey, but oh my God, he looks really good though, in my opinion. He looks
Jake,
like a
contain yourself.
Lee Priest-esque. Like the arms. If you see him do the what's like the Cobra pose, I don't know what it's called, the victory pose, you could say.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
looks
yeah.
really good. I mean, look at the arms, the quads, super full everywhere. Just not the best conditioning. That's all I can really say for him. And the shorter stature is what's going to hold him back. I don't think he'll place higher than fourth. So
Okay, let me.
unless everyone's off. If everyone's off, he could win. But
I'm
give me.
writing. I'm kind
I'll
of.
be. I'm just gonna mute my mic. I gotta blow my nose. Gotta blow my
Oh,
nose.
okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna narrow this down to a few guys. I really wish I would have made this list came out before I just started the podcast, but I wish I had made a pairwise comparison like I do with these deep lineups. Um, let's
All
see.
right, so you said top five, right?
Yes, give me a second. Okay, I've narrowed it down to who do I have here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. I have about 10 guys that I think are like, um, in any order, I think will probably make up the top 10. Tim, Phil, Liang, Stanimal, Nathan Epler, Mo Foda, Jordan, Hassan, Robin, Vlad. That sounds like a good top 10 in any order, but we got to get the top five.
Yeah, in my opinion, you did you say Phil or no?
I put Phil in the top 10.
Okay, yeah. In my opinion, I would have Hassan and Mofada one and two.
I hate making predictions with Hassan. I really do. I placed him first to Toronto because I was like, this is a layup for you, and you
Yeah.
drop the ball and play sixth.
Well, I'm just I think he'll go one. I think they'll go one and two. But if not, Hassan could be any. He should be like sixth again. Who knows? But I think his amount of size will keep him in the top five at this show. But anyways, yeah, Hassan Mofada one and two.
Mm,
Um, I would go with Tim and I would
yeah,
go with Tim and Robin three and four. Probably with Tim placing up over Robin because Tim has better shape and grainier condition, which I prefer. But and he's a little bit bigger in certain like the arms are an area that Robin sort of struggles in from the front.
yeah.
And Tim is super dense in the arms, not the most conditioned. Robin has better conditioning in the biceps and triceps, but Tim is really thick in a lot of poses.
Fifth and sixth, Phil
Fifth,
and Vlad.
I'd probably
Oh wait,
have
you didn't put Nathan.
yeah. That's why, because I was gonna say Nathan might be fifth, probably fighting it out with those with Robin, like I said earlier,
There are
probably.
a lot of untested guys in here for sure, and even the guys that are like in here that have been tested, they failed multiple times. Phil,
Yeah, I mean,
Hassan, more so than anybody else in
Vlad
the
as well.
IFBB.
So I would say that maybe Jordan, Nathan in that 5-6 area, but potentially one of them being able to beat Robin, who I had in fourth. So then those three are going to be fighting it out. I think Tim did enough at the last show to at least secure a third place spot, if not higher.
I have Tim a bit higher. I may even have him second, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I mean, he could be second if Hassan really drops the ball. And then, yeah, Vlad, I'd have him placing anywhere from first. I'd have him placing anywhere from first.
No, Vlad's not winning. I can tell you that.
Everyone's off, you know. But the thing is, he could be also really off, and we know that his shape is a very, very, big weakness of his. So I would have him in like maybe fighting for the sixth, fifth spot as well, because that honestly after third, where I would have Tim, Hassan, and Mo Fada, I think it could go any way, in my opinion. Like, and even like honestly, I think first and second could just be on a lock for Mo Fada and Tim, in my opinion. But it almost seems as if Mo is getting overlooked by the judges at every show he's done. So he could, I mean, he could place like third. Who knows? This is an interesting show because Hassan's the only one who's been like around that top 10 area at the Olympia, but he's super inconsistent. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. Personally, I would have Slavoj Bednar winning this entire thing, but that's just
She's
my
Slav
opinion.
Odge, my Bednar. And
Oh man. Okay, so
um,
who would you have? What's your top five?
I have a similar list to you. I'm going with Hassan. I can't wait to be wrong. And if he makes me look stupid again, I'm gonna make him look stupid in my recap.
I would
Hassan, get it
have
together.
wins because you know what Hassan. If you ever watched any of his videos are all like not in wow, I said American. That's crazy. His
Yeah.
videos are not in English, but um, he's a very humble guy, very nice and like respect. Like he's like a family guy. He's like a dad,
Yeah.
really chill. And it just seems like he has a really big passion for working out and for just bodybuilding. So I would be really happy if he wins because I know it means a lot to him. Like I've seen his video, like he's very humble. I'd like to see him win.
You know, I think they're looking at this list, and I think they want Hassan at the Olympia more than anybody else.
Yeah, probably. But
So I
we'll have
think
to see.
his threshold to cross is lower than the others.
I think he can do it though, in my opinion. I think he'll
I
bring
think so.
like
I mean, who
stuff.
else? Who else beat? It's just how bad does he mess up? And at that point,
Remember, Robin beat him. Robin beat him at the thing, I think, at the
damn.
Toronto. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't know
because he placed sixth. Quentin beat him, and Quentin was in no condition either.
who won the Toronto.
What?
Who won the Toronto Pro? I forgot.
Akeem.
Like, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah,
And
who
and,
knows?
and Akeem wasn't even at the Olympia last year. And
Yeah, Akeem was pretty good. Akeem was actually pretty good this year. I liked
yeah,
him,
yeah.
especially
Um,
at Arnold UK.
I
I
can't
think,
wait to redo our tier list at the end, or at least react to our tier list about who made it and who didn't.
yeah, that would be fun to do like the week before the Olympia or something.
We're gonna do it after the last pro show. We're gonna do a couple one.
Oh,
We're also gonna rank all the pro shows,
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
as shows, like how
That'd be
which one
fun.
was your favorite. So I have Hassan, Tim, Nathan, Mo. My fifth place, I think I'll put Robin.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Who?
But the thing is, this lineup is really deep. Like this is like a good lineup, man.
Yeah,
So
and these guys aren't necessarily
they're
like
all like there's
new.
not well, in my opinion, there's not like a single dominant competitor apart from
Hassan
Hassan.
on
Like
paper only.
like track record wise, not really. But then again, I mean, last year Hassan brought it.
Well, he left his coach. That he left that coach, and he's never
Yeah,
been the same since.
yeah. Who was it? Chris Aceto? Is that who?
No, no, no. He was working, maybe, but no. I think he's maybe working with. I don't know. He's bounced around a lot. He's also another one of those guys that bounces around. But I think he was working with the cement factory.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Who? Honestly, in my opinion, like the lineup is so deep, and the competitors are all very similar, like at a similar level. So it's hard to make the prediction.
it
But I
is
think
very hard.
your prediction that was good.
Who did you
Um,
have for yours again?
I had Mo and Hassan like one and two flipped,
Do you?
depending on what happens. I had Tim in the very solid third, if not higher.
Okay,
Because Tim could probably switch out with Mo if
I think so.
early on because they have similar
Depends on the
size.
backs.
Yeah, it depends on the backs, which neither of them seem to be the best in. And then I think I had Robin in fourth or maybe fifth. I'm trying to look at the list to think about who I had. Oh, and Nathan was somewhere there too. Who did I have? Because
Maybe
I had
you were smoking about Vlad.
Yeah, no, I had Vlad anywhere from like I said first to 10th, but I changed my mind, like probably like fifth to 10th.
I
What
think he
like
will place at the show.
yeah, yeah, he will place. Oh, Jordan, that's who it was. Yeah. I said Jordan and Robin will be switching out for fourth and fifth.
To me,
And probably
Nathan is just
him.
a better Jordan.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like Nathan will be there too. Like from fifth to sixth, fourth to sixth, Jordan, Nathan, and Robin, in my opinion. Like not in any order particularly. But the most complete guy would probably be Nathan.
I think so, but is he big enough? I think he'll be very conditioned. I think
There's
he's looking good.
a guy like I keep on forgetting what his name is. Who's the guy that just won the Vancouver? What's his name?
John Jewett.
John Jewett. He he's not the biggest guy by any means, right? Not the
True.
biggest, but he defeated much bigger. Like Tim is definitely bigger, like on paper, but Nathan has a nice waistline. He has really good proportions and a great back. Same
And
with John. So we'll
let's
have
see
to
how many
see.
pro shows we have left then. We'll have Chicago this weekend, Dubai, that's two, Tampa, Texas. This is a master show. That's a master show. Italy, and I do think this UK pro counts towards this year. So six more guys can qualify. And who do we have out so far? Let's just make a quick list. Rubiel's out. Well, so far, he's yet to get a qualification.
Yeah.
Hunter needs to. Andrew Jacked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's here. I'll go down the list. I mean, Dubai. I believe that it will either. I think Naxzilla is going to win it, man. I love that guy. He's going to win it. Like,
If his conditioning is okay, yeah.
I mean, like if his conditioning is anything similar to Prague with just more size, I mean, no one has that level of freak. We haven't seen that level of freak factor, in my opinion, since like Big Ramy in
I would
2013.
I would say so, yeah.
And then before that, it was Ronnie Coleman in '03. So like it's just like he has that level of freak factor. It's like almost as if every 10 years there's something that's really freaky that shows up. 2003, 2013, 2023.
I
Uh,
also like him being pulled up at Kuwait
yeah,
Oxygen Gym.
and
That gives me a lot of confidence.
though, like I don't even like even just there, like he look. I can look past the fact that he's not striated in the chest and that his quads aren't deeply cut because he looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like there's just something about that physique that just because like on paper his arms are not the biggest and his chest is not the thickest in the middle, but his proportions are not good. They're just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
It's a sight to see. This is a long time ago. This is a month ago. And there he is in I think this is probably when he got to Kuwait. But even here just standing in the sunlight, which is not the best, especially
I
in Kuwait.
there's just something about this guy like that. I believe, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, that's like you can't say that," but I think he could win the Olympia. Like, I think it's a Rami situation where this guy, when he puts on more size and really brings the condition, who has quads like that? He has all the insertions he could need. He just needs more, a little bit more, I'd say tricep. His butt,
Refinement
good.
overall.
Yeah, refinement and polish and muscle maturity. But I mean, he has that full. He has the fullness and the roundness, right? Look at the delts, the arms in every shot apart from the front double. He has the lower lat insertions and a really decent back. I mean, there's not much you could really ask, in my opinion, of like genetics.
Oh, did you?
And
This is an older video, but him next to Brian.
no, and his side poses are the best in the world, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree. Yeah, that side tricep. I'm not gonna dig too much to
Tricep
find
is
it.
like, well, I'm a big fan of Hadi, right? I'm a big fan of Hadi in the side tricep. I think he has a great one, and I'm a big fan of Andrew as well. But that side tricep could be one of the best of all time.
I think so.
Like
You can just see it here in this professional photo.
just
Like
ridiculous. Like he looks so aesthetic. Yet
it's
we all
weird. Yeah,
like it's just the most interesting. Like this is the most interesting physique of the 2020s, in my opinion.
for
Maybe
sure.
even maybe even more interesting of a physique. Like when I say interesting, I mean just like you're just shocked. I'd say he might even be more like freaky looking than Big Ramy was when he first came onto this. Just when he first came onto the scene, because there's no doubt that Big Ramy head to head, like a 2015, 2016 Big Ramy with all the insertions and everything still there, would beat Nextzilla. There's no doubt. I mean, Ramy had similar sized quads, arguably,
He had
the
better
best.
separation at this point in his career.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Ramy is definitely up there too with having the best side poses of all time too. So it all comes
Um,
down to that thickness.
so who was at the Olympia last year that still needs to qualify or any big
But yeah, I'll
name?
go to the shows of who I think is going to win. So I said, go back up. So Dubai, I had Nextzilla winning, Tampa, Hunter, Texas,
Ta
and oh, he's not doing the Tampa, right? He's
maybe we'll probably have a lot of bleed over from Chicago, but John De La Rosa is doing Tampa.
Tampa, right? Yeah. And okay, so Tampa, I'd say John, unless, something changes. Texas is an easy lock for Andrew. I mean, come on.
I
Who
don't
else
even think anybody
is
at this
going
point is, yeah.
to
Now that Hunter is gone, no.
the Italy pro is going to be Hunter. I know he's
I
doing
think
that.
he's doing both of these shows.
Yeah, so he'll probably win both.
That
And
takes it that then it drops to 5 shows that people can win if he
yeah, so
does double up.
pretty sure after the UK, right? That's where it ends, right?
Yeah, Legion will count for next year. If I'm correct, I think it will because it has to be within 30 days.
So yeah, I think yeah, whatever. I don't know who's gonna do the Florida Pro. Oh, that's a Masters
That's a
show.
master show.
Um, that's so stupid that it's Masters 35 years old. That's
That
crazy.
is ridiculous.
30
Absolutely
years old
not.
to a master, bro. That's just like peak career. Peak career.
Hottie's older than 35. Brandon Curry's over 35.
But Brandon a master like that's like 40. Where he's like 42, right? Brandon's old. He's
But
pretty
that's
old.
that's kind of the thing. Like average, the Overton window has shifted. It's just like
'Cause, I mean, they're all just getting older. But yeah, so
so.
basically, what two shows for people to qualify?
No, about yeah. I mean, if you take out AJ and Hunter show, there is Dubai, Chicago, and Tampa. So there's basically 3 shows that aren't a lock, including Chicago. But
Yeah.
um, it's
Oh well.
but
Hey.
Hassan hasn't qualified. Rubiel hasn't qualified. Technically, Hunter and AJ have not qualified.
Win the
Um,
Dubai or
Phil was at the Phil Klahar has
yeah, I
not
don't
qualified.
going to get there though. I mean,
I
unless
think
he does
that's what we said.
like if Rubiel doesn't win the Dubai Pro or place second, like in a close win, I think he should shut it down and do an entire off season and then come back for the Dubai Pro the year after, in my opinion.
Roman Fritz will probably not be there. I think he's established some want to compete. He
Yeah,
Who else? Charles Griffin we've talked about.
he's not getting.
Tonio barely scraped by.
Yeah, he won the Cali, which was
He's
lucky. I mean, not lucky in the sense that he didn't deserve it,
he's
but like,
lucky that that show was there.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then getting up and Regan's not going to be there. That's not for not being able to qualify, but Regan's not going to be
Uh,
there.
Um,
Uh,
I don't know. I think
I,
that's about it.
yeah,
All I
but
can think of. I
it's
mean,
going to be an interesting Olympia and an interesting end of the season. We still have some big names, so it's not like the season has fallen off because people wanted to get their qualifications early and they did. We still have a good home stretch that we're going to go through.
yeah,
All right. So that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. What a juicy one.
yeah. A lot of stuff talked about.
There was a lot of stuff talked about. That's what happens when you do these every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, but all right. All right, all right, all right. So, Jake, any final thoughts?
Not really. Just excited to see
No
what
thoughts at
happens at
all.
the Pro. You know, I want to know. I want to know who wins because it's a very. It seems like it's going to be a close show, or not a close show, but we can't really
I
predict
think
who's
so.
like. We just don't know who's going to win. I guess you know. It's not clear cut, right?
Even if Hassan wins, it's still going to be a very close show through the rest of the placings.
I mean, well, in my opinion, even if Hassan wins and it's a dominant victory, like you said, the show's going to be interesting regardless, which is nice. You know, maybe you're going to buy that live stream. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
You'll take back your word, like you said.
No, I don't. I
Uh,
don't think I'm going to. Maybe the last day, but $30 for just finals, basically, or maybe it is still prejudging. I don't know. Not really looking forward to it. Skipping another show, but it must be done. But maybe, and this is a big maybe, ladies and gentlemen, but maybe Jake and I will be streaming Dubai together.
potentially, you know,
Potentially,
get this
we'll
video to 10,000 likes, 10,000 views. I mean,
we'll
10,000
see.
views.
We'll see. I assume there was a live stream. It hasn't been announced yet. We'll see the times and everything. Well, we'll see what we can line up. But yep, that's going to do it for me and Jake Ultimate Fitness. So make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to Project Bodybuilding, and also Jake Ultimate Fitness. He'll be down in the description for his content. You can watch that if you have the stomach for it.
Hmm.
And but no, seriously, go pay him a visit on his channel. Very good content on there. And that's going to do it for episode 16 of the Project Bodybuilding Podcast. Once again, like, subscribe, and we will see you all. I'll at least see you all in the next video.